Wonderful reference we can use, for example, in transition, especially for players that, for example, are very early, say, in that delivery of the club, and they're using that very colloquial definition, they release the club very early, or the hand path, for example, kind of gets almost steep and narrow in transition, is to be very mindful. Again, these are playful references, these are guidelines, not absolute movements you have to make, so kind of it's applying that own individual intellect and context when doing this. Is as we move in transition, is actually being more mindful, can we actually hit the ball with the butt of the club rather than, again, in that somewhat playful way, kind of delivering and releasing that club so early in transition. So references we can use as we move in downswing is almost using the butt to hit the ball, so as we approach impact, the butt actually points up and behind us, as shown by that line on screen now. So typically what we can see, if someone releases it slightly early, or the hand path can often get too narrow, too far behind them, as we approach impact, the butt actually points more so in towards that player at impact, my apologies. So as we move in downswing, is actually, can we hit the ball with the butt? Can we get that butt at impact pointing up and behind that kind of lead hip in some ways? Once again, as shown by that kind of line on screen. If I now remove my lead hand, the butt is now up and behind that kind of lead hip. So it's using that butt to hit the ball at impact, butt up and above that lead hip at impact, butt to ball in transition, butt up and above that lead hip at impact, rather than that very early release of the club, hand path gets behind, so therefore as you approach impact, then the butt points more towards the player. So using that butt can be a very playful reference we can use to encourage then even things like some more rotation, more shift in the pelvis, more pressure on the handle, in that somewhat very playful, very kind of almost exploratory way, both in transition and as we approach impact.